Let's just pivot slightly, because we were going to run tonight my interview with the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, which I did over the weekend. It's actually been running on our YouTube channel, the Piers Morgan Uncensored YouTube channel. You can see it all there now, unedited. A lot of people watching it at the moment. And we're going to run it at 11 o'clock tonight on Talk TV. It would have aired in this slot if it hadn't been for the big breaking news, obviously. But I'll play one clip that's really blown up today on social media and get the PAC's reaction. I can just imagine what the reaction will be from at least two of them. But let's take a look. I'll bet you £1,000 to a refugee charity you don't get anybody on those planes before the election. Will you take that bet?
Well, I want to get the people on the planes, right? Of course I want to get the people on the planes.
£1,000.
Right, I want to get the people on the plane. And you say you're scratching your head. Albania is an example of why it's working. We created a new returns agreement with Albania. Yeah. It meant that if people came here illegally, we could send them back, and you know what? They stopped coming. Rwanda will do the same thing for us.
I do not think it's going to work for you.
OK, well, we'll have to agree to disagree.
That's my grim prediction.
But you don't have an alternative way to solve that problem, then?
No, I'm not Prime Minister. Well, the truth is, I'm not. And if you want the top job, these are the problems that you have to solve. I mean, Kevin, it's blown up as being a terrible moment. He should never have done it. I think in his head, he was trying to compute, should I take this bet or not? If I don't, does it look like I don't believe in my policy? I didn't plan it. I just thought about it on the moment. I was like, because I feel this Rwanda plan is such a weird hill for someone as logical and sensible otherwise as Rishi Sunak to find himself dying on, which is what it looks like it may do to his tenure as Premier.
Right, I think you'll win. Albania isn't Rwanda because it's only Albanians go there. He's going to send all sorts of people to Rwanda. He should not have taken that bet, and he looked a naive fool to do so. He looked glib.
Ava, what did you think
with £1,000
I liked your question because I think it showed the callousness of the Prime Minister and the politicking that is going on with this Rwanda policy. You cannot tell me that's a man that cares about curbing immigration or whatever he claims to do so. I mean, that is pure politics.
Well, the reason I think it was effective was simply that I really don't believe this policy is going to work. I do not think before he has to call the next election, he's going to get any illegal migrant on a plane to Rwanda. It's going to get caught up in Parliament, it's going to get caught up in the courts. But even if it doesn't, as I said to him, you're talking about a couple of hundred people at vast expense who may or may not end up in Rwanda. Well, if they have a legitimate asylum claim, they don't get sent back to the UK, they stay in Rwanda. That doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah,
I said, none of this seems right to me.
Yeah, and if you take a giant step back as well, you remember that this is all about curbing the number of people who are crossing the channel. And if you subscribe to that school of thought, this policy is having no effect on that whatsoever. So,
and the bigger problem, Esther, I said to him, is this shocking ONS forecast, which we could be seeing a population of 73 million by 2036, because actually legal immigration is a far bigger problem for this country than what is now 30,000 people coming over on small boats. Yes, I'm concerned about that. Yes, it shouldn't be happening. Yes, I want it stopped. But actually, when you've got nearly 800,000 people coming in legally this year alone, and the projection is our population dramatically increasing, I want my Prime Minister focusing on that.
Well, this is the thing, because they've prioritised Rwanda so much, they've taken the oxygen out of what they really should be focusing on, which is bringing down legal migration. I mean, 40% of the figures that we're seeing in legal migration are dependents, right? And many of them, in terms of regions globally, are from this form of chain migration from Southeast Asia mainly. The Tories should be banging on about that, but they're not. They're talking about Rwanda, and I do think that there will be people on the planes before.
What did you think of the bet? Should he have taken the bet?
I think he should have taken the bet because he would look like a wimp otherwise. But I think he should have also said, but don't forget, Piers, we're also talking about legal migration, which is an even bigger priority.
What he should have,
no political instincts. That's the issue.
What he should have said to the bet is, you come back and I'll give you another interview.
We're running out of time. We'll come back again later in the week to this. And you can watch the whole Rishi Sunak interview on our YouTube channel now, and it will air on Talk TV at 11 o'clock. Well, that's it from us on Piers Morgan Uncensored Night, a show we didn't expect to do, a show I'm sad to have been doing. I wish King Charles III and his family all the very best as he fights cancer. And we just hope, as they say, long live the King. And I hope it all goes well for him.